Hello, everyone. I'm Joanna Daninas, and this is Truth Talk for April 1st, 2026. I almost didn't do this recording because I was very tired and literally was about ready to go to bed. Started taking my jewelry off. See, I'm not wearing a necklace. And I said to myself, no, Joanna, you got to do this. Someone suggested that I record something every day, and that's what I'm going to try to do. Now, granted, there might be a day that I miss, but I'm going to really try not to. So, anyways, I'm just speaking off the cuff. There's nothing scripted. I haven't prepared anything. The only thing I thought about was the topic, and the topic for today is help. Help, Help. It's a four-letter word, but it's a powerful word. Okay. Help is what we scream when we're in distress, right? Something horrific happens. First word we're saying is help, right? And hopefully, someone's going to respond to that, right? Now, granted, there may be some people that don't. I myself could never walk away from someone screaming help, but I'm an empath and not everybody's like me. But um, nonetheless, some people may. But the idea is that with help, it signals that you're in distress, you need help, and someone hopefully will come to your aid, a good Samaritan or someone who's empathetic. Okay. Now, others might view help as a sign of weakness. This is usually people who, a little too prideful, egoic, right? They feel that if they ask them for help, it's going to make them look like they're not good enough. And really, that should never be the case because I'll tell you why. Okay, we're all human. We're not perfect. We're not good at everything. Okay. We have strengths and we have weaknesses. Okay. And with our weaknesses, I'm not saying we should not try and give up. We should definitely try, but we should be able to turn to someone for support or for help. And that doesn't mean we just say, no, here, you do it. We ask for assistance, right? We do our best and we ask questions when necessary or ask for guidance or assistance when needed. Like I said, the problem is the ego, right? It's like the reason why sometimes people don't ask for directions and they rather get lost and who knows where they end up. I personally always like to have clarity and I'm not afraid to ask questions. Personally, I am directionally challenged and I'll admit that. And people have made fun of me before, but I look at them and I'm like, well, this is who I am. I'm better at other things, but I'm not good at directions. You spin me around in a mall and I don't know how to get out. I don't know which way to it's home unless I follow a compass. So you know, I don't have a problem saying that because again, I'm not perfect, right? But at least I know that it's a weakness of mine and I'm going to make an attempt to do the best I can with the help and support of others. And that's how we should all feel. I mean, isn't that what we want? To know that if we're falling short or we're struggling with something, that we can turn to someone who has had that experience before, who has the knowledge, and that we can just simply ask them and they'll provide what we need. It's really not hard. Now, sometimes I've learned my lesson on this one. I'm too loving and caring and I try to help. And like I said, it's offensive to people because they're not ready to learn. And now I get it because, I mean, not now, but I learned it just recently, maybe a year or so ago, that, everyone's on their journey. And so they may not be ready for advice or assistance at the time. And they have free will. They don't have to do anything. And so even though my loving nature was trying to assist them, if they're not ready, they're not going to receive. And so I learned that it was almost a sign of disrespect that I was trying to offer help when they were not ready. So I don't do that anymore. And I think I've learned that valuable lesson. And that's why even with what I'm trying to do with the Reach mission and this integrative healthcare cause, I know to the very core that I can only help those that want to help themselves and are asking for that help. Okay. So, and like I said, and it's disappointing to me, right? If I ask for help when I actually need it, the person that I know that can help me doesn't want to help me. I mean, that's hurtful, right? You almost feel like abandoned, right? Sometimes even from friends and family, and I come to understand that sometimes it's because that person is making a judgment call, right? They're thinking that, oh, she's smart. She knows how to do this, right? And I, I might be smart in other areas, but not in this particular area where I'm asking for help. So you see where it's important to align the two, that if someone is truly asking for help, that's when we should provide it. And that if someone's not asking for help, then don't provide it. But it's not fair, or it wouldn't be the right thing to turn someone down who truly needs help. And let's think about that for a second. Those are very, I mean, has anyone actually thought of that? I mean, think about those scenarios. Think about it in your own life, right? Have you ever said to, someone saying, "Hey, I need help," and you're thinking, "Oh, they're fine. They don't need help," you know? I personally haven't, because usually I'm gullible and I just, I believe people and trust that they're truly saying the truth. So I probably would help them. But and with, like with anything else, truth, honesty, authenticity, it goes a long way, right? I mean, if you're pretending you need help and you don't need help, I mean, obviously that's an issue, right? And we need to not do that, because it's like the boy that cried wolf, right? If you keep crying and it's not valid, then yeah, people are going to get, they're going to get turned off, and then be like, this person, they're not really needing help, and then you don't really know when they really truly need help. You're dismissing it. So we don't want to do that. So like I said, I think the important thing is, and some, like I said, some people maybe don't even have bad intentions. They just seriously, I don't know, they just don't think that it's that important or something. But I think when we are authentically asking for help because we know we are not capable of doing something, we should be able to turn to people, and maybe people don't know the answer, and then they can refer to someone else, which is fine, but at least try and make an attempt, or say to the person, "I wish I could help you, I don't know how." And if that's the case, then okay, we'll ask someone else who might be better equipped to answer that question. So that's safe to say too. I mean, as long as there's good intentions behind our actions and it's justifiable and it's the truth, can't argue with that, right? So, I just, like I said, I started Reach as a support platform back in April 2024. And you'll see my other videos, my very first video that I posted on YouTube. It's also in my Facebook group, in the Reach Facebook group as well. If you search podcast or videos, I guess it'll show up. But that 11-minute video I put out because I felt it was a helpful message. And it's called Life is Simple, We Complicate Things. And I knew there are going to be people that are not ready to receive it. They don't want that helpful message. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They can just scroll past it. What I wasn't expecting is that I'd be blocked or, that it would be so rejected from certain sites, because it wasn't anything malicious. There was nothing bad or no bad content in it, but nonetheless, it has happened to me on more than one occasion where my video has been, or my videos have been blocked. But that's okay, right? It's just that's the way things go, and I have to accept that. But I again started the support platform, and it's for everyone. It's all inclusive for those that want to be part of a support platform, and they're unique, that they're different, they're just, but they have to be obviously mindful, respectful, and try to do better than they did the day before. because that's the big thing. If there's no politics, there's no real religion. I mean, obviously I'm spiritual, and so I'll send, uplifting messages in the Facebook group. Like I said, my videos are all based on that 11-minute video that I created in April 2024 called Life is Simple, We Complicate Things. And so everything that I do builds on that 11-minute video. But I'm telling you the truth, if we all stuck to that 11-minute video and we lived, day by day, every hour, every minute, every second, knowing and following that advice in that video, we'd be living in utopia. Okay. But obviously, we don't always follow it. I don't even follow it all the time because things happen. Fear sets in, causes you to behave differently. It prevents you from moving forward. That's just one example. There's many things, but nonetheless, that 11-minute video touches upon the basics, the essentials, and it really brings home how it's not very difficult, right, to do the right thing, but yet we choose not to. Oftentimes we get stuck, right? And we don't ask for help because our ego's too big, or we're too prideful, or we're afraid that it's going to look bad. Um, these are the hindrances or the things that prevent us from moving forward. And the one thing we should be doing in this life journey is moving forward, right? We don't want to be stuck, because I do believe we come here and we have a predestined path or journey to follow from point A to point B. Sometimes we might take some, winding turns, we might fall off the path, but the idea is to get from point A to point B. So we want to make sure that we do our absolute best, keep plugging away, keep trying, always try to do better than we did the day before. Again, we're not perfect. We also have to forgive ourselves for the things that we could have done better in the past. Um, we need to let go of hurts that people have caused, or, caused us, or things that we could have maybe done differently that might have been hurtful to others. We should never feel guilt or shame, because it will only work to destroy us and prevent us from being better going forward. And I know, um, easier said than done, but trust me on this. It doesn't serve us to live in the past. Whatever was done in the past, you have to leave it there. And think about it. We can't change the past. No matter how hard we try, you can't, right? So why bother, right? The best thing you can do, or we can do, is just say, you know what, that was the past. You know, could have done it differently, but that's okay. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to do better next time, and let go of all the guilt and all the shame. Okay. Don't be too prideful, and don't, make sure you give yourself grace. Help yourself realize it's okay. Other people are not perfect. So it's okay to let it go. All right. And like I said, when you live like that, live like that, and you live in the present, and you try to do your very best now, right? You live by the golden rule. You, whatever, for every decision or choice you make, you put yourself in other people's shoes. You think about the long lasting impacts of your decisions and your choices. When you do that in the present, right? And you're going to have, by default, a better future, because simply because you made good choices, right? If we're not happy with where we are today, it's because we haven't made good choices in the past. We shouldn't, penalize or hurt ourselves for it, but we need to learn from it and do better. Okay. And like I said, and by the way, I've said this before, I have no regrets. Now, that doesn't mean I'm perfect. It just means that when I made a decision in the past, I made it with whatever was in front of me at the time, whatever knowledge I had, and I made the best decision at that time. So it means that, I can't now, knowing what I know now, say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, which most people do. It doesn't make sense to do that because you didn't have this knowledge then. So why blame yourself or feel guilty or ashamed for something that you didn't know back then? Okay. No matter how terrible it was or whatever, it doesn't serve you. And it doesn't serve anyone for that matter, because if you keep holding that, harboring it, It's going to prevent you from being a better person today. So let go of all that. Let go of the shame. Let go of the guilt. Let go of whatever plagued you in the past, right? That big ego that prevented you from, maybe taking those opportunities, or the fears and the insecurities that, fed into your dreams and your plans, and you never took it anywhere. Let it all go, right? Or perhaps the hurts that people have, you know, done to us. It doesn't serve us. Let it go, right? Let it go and work in the present to have the best, to make the best choices so that you can have the best possible future, right? Help yourself, right? This is how we help ourselves. We do the right thing. We believe we're positive, and we, you know, believe in infinite possibilities. We manifest good things. We set boundaries so we have good people around us, and we make really good decisions. And this is how we help ourselves. It's called self-love, self-care, self-respect, right? That's how we help ourselves. So there again is that word help, right? HELP, four-letter word, very, very powerful, right? And just remember, putting yourself in other people's shoes, right? We all need help at times. Honor that. And then honor the fact that other people need help too. We just want to give it at the right time when they're ready. And when they're not ready, it's okay. We don't have to get offended. We just let them be. And when they come about and they decide they're ready, they can always approach us. And we should, at that time, help them, right? When someone's asking for help, please consider helping them. Try to leave judgment or dismissing the thought that perhaps it's not true. Let's leave that to the wayside. Let's be a good human and help people when they need help. I'm not saying we have to give monetary help, if we can't afford to. That's not what I mean. I mean, give your heart and soul, teach them your knowledge or your experience that you can speak on. And I assure you, just being there, helping that person is going to be so tremendous and truly golden, you know. And I will guarantee you that that person who is in need will appreciate the help when they need it. Okay. So, like I said, guys, if you want to join the Reach mission, like I said, go to www.reach, REACHE.group, GROUP. If you go to the website, I do have forms that pop up. They're contact forms where I collect your information. This is so we can stay connected. So if you can please fill out all the fields, and those forms will pop up for everything that you click on because it gets integrated into MailChimp. So I can, again, stay in touch with you. So, but that's at the website. You can join the Facebook group for Reach. You can also go to my YouTube channel where there's other videos like this. Also on the website, Reach is also a nonprofit profit that I started in April of last year, 2025. And that is to fund impactful causes. And the first cause is the integrative healthcare cause. And this is to help people overcome chronic health challenges. So we're going to fund the cause. And for those that are under-resourced, they make less than 100,000 on their taxes, we will pay for their alternative treatment, right? So nothing to do with Western medicine. We're going to work alongside it, but we're going to help them overcome their chronic health challenge by paying for their alternative treatment. So it's anything from, energy healing, hypnotherapy, cranial sacral massage, Reiki, chiropractor, acupuncture. The list goes on and on, right? Whatever insurance will not cover, um, we're going to cover for people that apply and are accepted into the program. The who is, like I said, eligible for this, like I said, they'll apply, they make less than $100,000, and they are committed. In other words, they are ready to receive help, and they are going to commit the time and the effort, right? They're going to be accountable, which is the A in Reach. They're going to be accountable, and they're going to do what it takes to once again help themselves, right? This may mean that they have to remove toxic people in their environment because it's causing them to be too stressed out in chronic fight or flight mode. And no matter what you do in that mode, you're not going to heal, right? Because this is mind, body, soul healing, right? With energy healing. So people are going to be vetted to make sure that they are a good fit for this program, for this cause, okay? Because we're not just going to throw money, we're going to use money wisely, right? As a currency to give people the resources that they need when they're asking for it, when they're ready to receive the help. Okay. So gosh, guys, this is my calling. This is my passion, my purpose. I have been wanting to do something like this for such a long time because again, my heart just cares for people and I want all of us to be happy and healthy. If you don't have, my dad used to say, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. And it's so true. You can have trillions of dollars in the bank. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. Okay. So, and who doesn't want good health, right? To feel good when you get up in the morning, to do the work that you have to do, to care for your family members, to have fun with your friends. I mean, to make good decisions, you have to be a right sound mind and body. You have to have your your wits about you, right? You want to make good, healthy decisions. So health is so, so important. So anyways, so I think that's it. I just wanted to get that out there. Again, www.reachache.group. I'm also a life coach and I can also do personal life coaching sessions. Whatever you want to work on, we can definitely talk about it. And I trust me, I'm not a I'm not an expert at everything, but I've been through quite a bit during my years and I have a lot of sharing that I can do. All right. So, and if you want to do that, just go to www.epiphany, EPIFFANY coaching, COACHING.com. Okay. You go to my website, you can contact me there, you send me a note, tell me what you like to do. We'll schedule a session. You can pay through the website. Happy to do that. Anyways, it's I came up with something, all right? So again, this was not scripted or anything, but I'm going to call it a night. It's 8:42 p.m. I hope you all have, whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a wonderful day, or wonderful evening, and until next time, probably tomorrow. Okay. Good night. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.